Edu.edu.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options, and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Would you enjoy waking up and not having to reach for your glasses? See clearly with LASIK from Bismarck Lasik. Imagine no more hassles or expenses of glasses and contacts. At Bismarck Lasik, our highly experienced LASIK surgeon, Dr. Stephen Wexler, and our state-of-the-art clinic can improve your vision through a quick corrective procedure that's affordable and life-changing. Book your free consultation with Bismarck Lasik. Call 701-222-2020, 701-222-2020, or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck Lasik, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at psp.network. Make sure to like and follow PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
It's time for Overtime with Scott Woodmansee. Let's go live to the stadium in Bismarck, North Dakota. It's time for Overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Well, thank you, Nick Hallberg, and good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Overtime with Scott Woodmansee, live from the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard on the PSP Network as we roll into another show on a sunny Saturday morning. And today, well, it's going to be all basketball as we are going to talk with 6 of the 8 coaches that have already punched their ticket to the State Class B girls basketball tournament next week up in Grand Forks as we await 2 more out in Region 1 and out in Region 4 as well, as those tournaments will become final today. As I stand corrected, not Region 4. That would be Region 3? Yeah, I think Region 3 as Lemoore, Litchville, Marion, and I'm guessing Lytton HMB won that one, but that is not on here, as those 2 are the last 2 regions to be determined. Those will be determined today. So we're going to talk, first of all, when we kick things off, How about the U-Mary men and women last week? What a performance as both those teams go on the road, get a lot of first-evers for the Marauders, and the men and women are going to have the opportunity to take part in the NSIC tournament down at the Pentagon in Sioux Falls. And we'll talk with the head coach of the women team, Rick Newman, as the men on the floor right now as they tip things off at 11 o'clock. So pretty exciting times for the University of Mary. Then we'll talk with Lori Sieben, the head coach of the Grafton Spoilers. Rob Shear from Langdon area, Edmore, Munich. Rob Shear, once again, that name, when you talk about Class A girls basketball in the state of North Dakota, what a job he's done as his team knocked off Four Winds Minnewacan to advance to the state Class B tournament. Then we'll go to up in Mulhall, Lansford, Sherwood. We'll talk with Jamie Adams, their head coach, as they were victorious. And then we'll talk with Rick Miller out of Region 7. And then we'll round the show out with the head coach of the Kenmare Honkers, Mike Zimmer, out of Region 8. But basketball season, boy, I tell you what, things starting to shape up, and they have shaped up in the WDA. As last night, some play-in games took place on the men's and women's side. And as we look at that last night on the girls' side, it was Mandan over Williston, 68-22. Turtle Mountain, the 10 seed, comes down and knocks off St. Mary's, the 7 seed, 58-57. And Watford City knocks off Dickinson, 57-45. So your opening round matchup on the girls' side, which you will hear all of the coverage right here on the PSP Network. This will take place in the exhibition hall at the Bismarck Event Center. The tournament will open up with Century and Watford City. That will be followed by Jamestown and Legacy. And then the bottom half of the bracket features Minot and Belcourt, Turtle Mountain. And then Bismarck High will take on Mandan in that 3-6 seed. So there's your opening round matchups on the girls' side of things. On the boys' side, well, those games have gone, the playing games as well are here and gone. And last night, Legacy all over Watford City, 90-39. Mandan over Turtle Mountain, 73-59. And Jamestown took care of Williston, 74-50. So the opening round of the boys tournament looks like this. Minot High and Jamestown will open the tournament. That'll be a fun game. Jamestown already got a victory over Minot High. That'll be followed by St. Mary's and Dickinson in the upper half of the bracket. The bottom half of the bracket, well, how about this one, folks? Anytime you can remember that 4 local schools were all in the same bracket, well, you're going to have that this year as Century will take on Mandan, and then it'll be Bismarck High versus Legacy in the last game on the boys' side. So fasten your seatbelts as it is going to be a fun tournament as we will have it for you right here on the PSP Network as we will go wire to wire with that for you. We'll have all 8 games for you on Saturday or Thursday. We'll have all 8 games for you on Friday, and then we'll have all games play-in and championship games for you on Saturday right here on the PSP Network. Should be a lot of fun. Really looking forward to it. And then that will be followed up. Also, then we turn our attention. District boys basketball tournaments got underway yesterday, and that will lead us into our next tournament following the West Region. Oh, also, we will have coverage this week of the State Girls B. That will be an audio-only broadcast. You can hear that right here on the PSP Network. Scotty Cattell will have the call for you of that one. That will be followed by our Region 5 and Region 6 tournaments. Those will be, you'll hear those on the PSP Network as well. That will lead us into the State Super A right here at the Bismarck Event Center, and we will just have audio-only coverage of the State Class, the State Super A, but we will have both boys and girls for you, and then we will round out our season, our winter season, with the State Class B boys basketball tournament up in Minot. So it's going to be a lot of basketball for you, but certainly looking forward to it, to bringing it to you today. Also right here on the PSP Network, continuing coverage of the state hockey tournament down in Fargo. Nick Hallberg will have the call for you on those. Also taking place right now over in Mandan. It is the West Region swim meet. Todd Domries and Mr. Schaefer have the coverage for you. That one, that'll be a marathon session over there for those gentlemen. But the W West Region Swim Meet, you can find all of that right here on the PSP Network. As we talked about on the Class B side of things, we talked about those teams that have been qualified for the state tournament. And as we look at the most recent Class B girls basketball poll and how it kind of shook out based on, well, Kindred in at 1, and they will play Northern Cass tonight. Four Winds Minnewacan, well, they end their season at 20-1, as 22-1, as they got tipped off by Langdon area Edmore Munich. Central Cass in at 3. Central Cass got tipped off last night by Northern Cass, a mild upset there. Grafton in at 4. They're a qualifier. We'll talk with their head coach, Lori Sieben. Garrison in a 5. They got knocked out of the Region 5. Langdon Edmore Munich, they have punched their ticket. Rugby, they got upset early up in Region 6. Shiloh Christian out of Region 5, well, they've punched their ticket. Linton HMB, well, they await to hopefully punch their ticket. And then Thompson out of Region 2. But Grafton, we talked, will be the team coming out of that. And the only other team, Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, receiving votes. They are your other state qualifiers. So we're going to have to wait a day to determine what those matchups will look like, because normally they do the seedings, and we'll have those for you at the state hockey tournament. But with those games being played tonight, we'll see how soon if they're able to get that information out, so folks know what the opening round matchups will be. As for all intents and purposes, it appears if Kindred were to win, they're more than likely going to be the 1 seed, and then after that, boy, it's going to be a coin toss, and we'll find out how that's all going to shake out. As you look at the most recent Class B boys basketball poll, well, Four Winds Minnewacan, they topped that one in at 1. Central Cass at 2. Kindred in at 3. Enderlin at 4. Powers Lake 5. Ellendale in at 6. North Border at 7. Beulah in at 8. Boy, they've been playing well. Shiloh Christian at 9. Thompson in at 10. Other teams receiving votes, Lemoore, Litchfield, Marion, Flasher, and Surrey. So lots of activity going on, and we'll be on it wall to wall for you coming up in the next couple of weeks. And boy, how about the state hockey tournament? How about the EDC flexing their muscle down in Fargo, as Nick Hallberg has a bird's eye view of that, as it's going to be an all EDC final, and the lone survivor in the from the WDA. It is Mandan. As Mandan knocked out, well, Mandan and Jamestown, as Mandan knocked off Legacy 3-1 yesterday. Jamestown out last Minot 4-2. So taking place coming up at noon, it'll be Jamestown and Mandan for 5th place. West Fargo Cheyenne will take on South Shanley for 3rd place. That'll be a 1:15 game. And then in the championship on the boys' side, it'll be Grand Forks Red River taking on Fargo Davies for your state hockey championship. On the girls' side, well, it's going to be an all-girls final as well, as the Blizzard got upended yesterday. And the Blizzard will play for 3rd place, as they will take on West Fargo United. That'll be at 4 o'clock. The 5th place game, Mandan and Jamestown. So there you have it, Mandan, Jamestown in a boys and girls matchup. And then Fargo Davies will take on Fargo North South. That'll be a 4:45 start for the title game down in Fargo at Shields Arena. Lots of things coming up, so glad to have you aboard here on the PSP Network. As we will take our first time out, we come back on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee. We will talk with the head coach of the UMary women's basketball team, Rick Newman. Back with more on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee after this timeout.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service?
Think Tires Plus.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3. On low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Have real questions about your future? Here's your real answer. BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Would you enjoy waking up and not having to reach for your glasses? See clearly with LASIK from Bismarck Lasik. Imagine no more hassles or expenses of glasses and contacts. At Bismarck Lasik, our highly experienced LASIK surgeon, Dr. Stephen Wexler, and our state-of-the-art clinic can improve your vision through a quick corrective procedure that's affordable and life-changing. Book your free consultation with Bismarck Lasik. Call 701 at bismarcklasik.com.
The North Dakota Safety
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee as we roll into our first guest. Hey, if you're looking for a place to hang out this afternoon, we'll make the Stadium Lodge your home. Full-service menu. Specials going on as Danny and the staff will certainly take care of you up here today. Well, boy, I tell you what a week it was last week for the University of Mary. Last Saturday we had a chance to talk to Rick Newman and Jack Nelson, and if you tuned in on the interview, Rick Newman was, he's the scoreboard watcher. I mean, he likes to see where things are at. He was looking for some help. He got some help and moves on, and then he moves on, and then he goes down, and he wins one on the road for the first time ever, and now he gets to go experience the weather in Sioux Falls in the month of March. Newmy, good morning. How are you this morning?
Hey, good morning, Woody. I am just grateful to still be practicing and about a half hour away from watching our men play and then getting ready for our game tomorrow night at 7 o'clock.
You know, Rick, and I think, and I touched on that in the open. When you and I talked last week, it was a situation of, you weren't sure what was going to happen. I mean, you knew what you had to do. You went out and you took care of business last week, which you had to. You knew you had to do that. And then after that, the chips fell where they fell. And, boy, I tell you what, they fell right into your lap as you got a big win against Northern State. Then you turn around, you go on the road into Sioux Falls, and you get a win there. But, I mean, just talk about that first one, that Northern State, and how 92, you put 92 up on Northern State. What a basketball game for your ladies.
Well, thanks. I mean, we talked a little bit last Saturday about what a soul-crushing defeat that game at Moorhead on Thursday was when we were ahead by 16 in the second half and had practically everything possibly could go wrong in the last 13 seconds of the game to lose it. Quiet bus ride back to Bismarck, and then you knew you had to have some help on Saturday. And just a great day for our whole team, but especially our super senior, Macy Williams. I mean, to be honest with you, I keep thinking back to that. I told her this too, so I'm not afraid to say it to you, Woody. And I just didn't think she could play that good. Like, she was unbelievable. 23 points, which was a career high. She had 9 assists and 0 turnovers, which were also both career highs. Like, first time she made more than 3 threes since her freshman year. Like, if you talk about writing a script on how senior day should go, that's it. And then you win big and you get to come out in the last 3 minutes to a standing ovation, and you find out that win got you into the playoffs. I mean, like I said, you can't write it any better. So it was extremely gratifying for our team to play so well that day. We had just great performances from Macy, from Lexi, from Riley, and then just everyone else that came in making shots and doing a great job for us. And the most stressful part was the Minot and Moorhead game started a half hour before ours did. So when it was halftime and we went into my office to talk about adjustments and things, we had the score pulled up, and Minot was ahead by like 7 when we were sitting there. So I was like, man, are you kidding me? I just keep thinking we are playing as well as we've played all year with this group, and we're not going to get the help we need today. But by the time we left that left to go talk in the locker room, Moorhead had pulled even, so I felt a little bit better about it. And then good old Father Vasic was sitting at the end of our bench watching the Minot game, so he kept giving updates to our girls at the end of the bench. So it was just truly one of those days you're always going to remember, and I'm really proud of our girls. And, the crazy part, Woody, is you go from thinking, God darn it, we're not going to get this young group of kids into the playoffs, and that's going to slow our progression for the future, to getting into the playoffs. And then you're thinking, okay, all right, so now we're going to get that nervousness of a first-round playoff game out of the way, and it's going to be on the road, and then we can use that as motivation to talk about not wanting to be on the road in the future. And then, as I'm sure you want to talk about, we come out Wednesday night and just have a great game, and now we're sitting here at the Pentagon, and you go from thinking, geez, we're not going to get in and we're going to miss a step in development, to thinking, hey, now we've accelerated the growth of these young kids, because they're going to watch basketball all weekend. They're going to cheer on our men. They're going to play in the Pentagon, and they're going to say, hey, let's get here next year as a 1 or 2 seed and get this thing rolling. So it's just been a whirlwind of emotions here in the last month, worrying about getting in, to now just the highs of being here today. So it's been a fun time.
Well, and Rick, you talk about, what you've done, and certainly as long as University of Mary's been around and you've been there, I mean, that was a first for you last week. Your first time you go on the road and you win a game on the road in the championship, and then you move on. And I guess, Numi, what I'll lead in to say is, you started with the win over Northern. You go down on the road. You beat a pretty good Sioux Falls team in their own barn. I mean, you feel maybe something's rolling here with this group right now?
Well, they're believing in themselves. And even in the game against the Moorhead, I mean, obviously we controlled that thing until the very end. And I think what really prepared us for this last bit is, we had that tough weekend at home where with illness we didn't play 2 home games. So going into Sioux Falls on Wednesday night, 5 of our last 6 games in the regular season were on the road, and they were all 1-possession games where we either were won, lost, had chances to win. Like, everything was close. So, I mean, we learned how to play on the road and how to just, control what we could control. And then we came home. The one time we did play at home, we put 92 on the board, which obviously helps with confidence. So I just felt going into that Sioux Falls game that it was going to be a matchup that our girls believed in, because we played well there after Christmas. Didn't win, but played well. And then, we got a little bit of some, a break where one of their better players had been out for a few weeks and was unable to play. But, they have a lot of really good players at Sioux Falls. They're traditionally really good. So, and they had some kids step up, and they swept their last weekend going into the playoffs to get third. So they were feeling good about life too, but we just really Coach Lamar had a great defensive game plan. We really stuck to it. And, we played some really good basketball in the second quarter, shared the ball well. And Megan Voigt decided that Wednesday night she was going to go for a career high with, 7 made 3-pointers and 12 rebounds. So it just, we've had a different kid step up in each of the last couple of games to do things that, end up being career nights for them. And that's what you need in the playoffs. A long time ago, Woody, when I was working for Steve Meyer, I was a young guy and he was coaching at St. Mary's, and I was working with him, and I was so nervous coaching in my first West region. And he looks at me and he's like, Rick, when you get to the playoffs, your dudes got to be dudes or you ain't going to make it. And I've just relied on that for 20 years now. And so our girls joke about it because every time when we get to the playoffs, I tell them that story. And now they're always like, yeah, let's go be dudes, like they're, so it's true. And it's fun to see those kids like Lexi and Macy step up and do great things. And then, like you said, you come and have Megan do something. And then you're even getting a freshman, Riley Watcha, who's just keeps stuffing the stat sheet and just, has a motor like nobody we've had in our program in a while. And, Julia Fitterer, a local kid, people are going to know. She's kind of worked her way into the rotation in the last few weeks, and she made 2 big shots at Sioux Falls. She made a couple at Moorhead when we needed it. So it's just really fun to see these young kids that haven't been in this position in college basketball coming on and doing great things for us.
Yeah, no question about it, Numi. Well, my friend, congratulations. Keep things rolling. Go root the men on to a victory, and then they can turn around and do the favor to you tomorrow when you get things going on. But, hey, great job, man. Keep it rolling, and just tell them one more time, let's just go out and be dudes. It seems to me that's all you got to tell them to do, huh?
Well, thanks, Woody. It's going to be a heck of a challenge going against 13 in a row they've got. They're nationally ranked. They're second in the regional poll right now. They're hoping to, they've got national championship aspirations, let alone Northern Sun ones. And it's a good model of where we want to be. That group at Duluth, they got old and then they stayed old and then they took advantage of the COVID extra year. And this is their time to shine, as they say in the Northern Sun postseason playoff time. And so it's a good example for our young kids to see what you can do when you stay loyal to each other, you stay loyal to the program, you work your butt off, and you get to a point where, like we said, you get old and you stay old. And so I think it's win, lose, or draw, just a great experience for us, but we're going to go out and give it our all tomorrow night and see what happens. I know our kids believe in the matchup, and I'm hoping that we can put the ball in the basket a little bit and just have one of those great nights and, see what happens at the end. Just be in it at the end is our goal tomorrow night, and then maybe the ball will bounce our way and we get to keep playing.
There you have it, man. All right, buddy. Good luck, man. Best of luck. We'll talk again. Hopefully we'll talk again next week, and we can talk about some more victories, all right?
Sounds good. Thanks, Woody.
You got it. Rick Newman, the head coach of the University of Mary women, as his team gets set to play tomorrow night as they will take on University of Minnesota. We'll take a quick timeout. We come back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Grafton Spoilers, Lori Sieben, back with more on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee after this timeout.
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3. On low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial...
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard this morning on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee on the PSP Network. Be sure to like and follow us on all social media platforms. And, hey, if you're looking for a place to hang out this afternoon, have some lunch, make the Stadium Lodge your home here this afternoon. Full-service menu, drink specials going on throughout the day as they will take care of you up here at the Stadium Lodge. Well, now we turn our attention. We stay on the hardwood as we have 6 of 8 finalists for the state girls Class B tournament coming up next weekend up at the Betty in Grand Forks. And one of those, well, it's the Grafton Spoilers, the defending Class B girls basketball champions. And on the line right now is their head coach, Lori Sieben. Coach, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Hey, you got it. Well, Lori, I guess you know what we know what you did last year, and you come into this year, and obviously certainly let's just say the target's on your back, and you start this thing off back on November 29th. And now here we are today talking, and your girls battled through another tough region, Region 2, not an easy one to come out of. But boy, I mean, Lori, talk about your season up to this point right now.
You bet. We're super excited to have the opportunity to extend it with the state tournament next year. This week, and these are a group of girls that this is where they wanted to be. It's no secret. I mean, we're returning, as the defending state champs, but this is a group that we returned, some different focal points from last year, but it's really a new group with new roles, even with Reagan Hansen and Walker Demers and Cassie Erickson. We're three that, saw a lot of minutes on the floor, with last year's team. But we knew going into this season, we were really excited about what we were able to, put forth, because these are now some seniors and juniors that are really excited about, their new roles. So, our focus isn't so much the target. Our focus is, hey, we get another week to continue to grow and get in and get better. And this is a group that is really, taking it day by day, obviously, but our focus is that first game Thursday, and it's just been really fun to see this group just develop into their new roles. Reagan and Walker and Cassie each having new roles, and then, these other Ainsley McLean and Jade Moe and Akira Cole, and just stepping in and, rising up, and now it's their turn.
Yeah, and you talk about that, and Lori, when you look at what you guys did last year and winning that state tournament, and you talked about a couple of young ladies, and how valuable is this when you get into the postseason? Whether it's the district tournament, the region tournament. Obviously, you guys go to a super region, so districts don't matter. But just the experience that some of these girls have had in young games. So when you get to the bright lights next Thursday and they step on the floor, it's going to be kind of like, well, you know what? Hey, it's just like playing in Grafton.
Yeah, people say, oh, you got the target or you're defending state champs. So, this is a group, they've been a part of the process the last 3 years.
Yep.
These seniors, they've been part of the culture the last 4 to 5 years with Reagan Hansen. I mean, she had a huge role last year, and our style with our program, we play real positionless. We play, with a lot of pace. We put a lot of confidence, and we teach the good to great shot on offense, and we expect all of them to really be a threat because, and I think that's helped. And we talk about knowing roles. So, that Ainsley McLean that's, rolled into a starting spot and then gets all region, and a Jade Moe that's slid in as a starter, and she's really kind of grabbed on to being our defensive stopper, and Akira Cole that comes off the bench. They're all just stepping into new roles, and Cassie Erickson, who was our super sub last year, steps into her new role as a starter, and plays like all region minutes, and then a Walker Demers and a Reagan Hansen who had very big parts in last year's success in the last few years. Well, now, teams double, triple face guard Reagan. So they have to adjust to being looked at a little bit differently on the floor. And so it's just super excited how the season progressed, how we were able to go into February, into the into the regional tournament week and just continue to have growth or find growth, Scott.
Yep.
And that's going to be important. I think this group, their mission is, hey, we get another week to practice together, to be together. We get an opportunity on Thursday to get in and get better. And that is what we focus on. We don't focus it as being pressure, because I think we talk about that as when the target's on your back, that means there's expectations.
Yeah.
And that's how we look at it. And this is a group that's been part of the culture, and we expect to step on the floor and get better. We expect to get on the floor and compete. And the girls know that this week we have to have a lot of focus and a lot of concentration, because it's a brand new season this week. We had a brand new season last week.
Yep.
You get the regular season to prepare. And with losing, a large part of our offense last year, we were really confident that we had girls to step in, and, it was how they were going to respond into new roles, right? And the big thing is, when you take that next leap, is how consistent can you be? Well, I think we've got girls that have been a part of the culture, that they know it's important to know your role. And these girls that you're going to see moving into next week, the state tournament, are girls that have been stars in their roles throughout the program. And I think that's helped them transition into their new roles. And, that starts with our seniors, our upperclassmen, that leadership. And we've got some underclassmen, our freshmen and sophomores, really absorbing it. And I like our growth, Scott. But I tell you what, we're not gonna just focus on this being state tournament week. We're gonna just try get a little bit better. And if we do that and we compete, I really like, what we can do on game day.
Yeah, and we're talking with Lori Sieben, the head coach of the Grafton Spoilers girls basketball team. And Lori, when you look at your regular season in general, just the three blemishes on there, and well, lo and behold, they come to three pretty good teams: Four Winds Minnewacan, Kindred, and Langdon area Edmore Munich. Now, one of those three has made the state tournament. Another one yet to be determined. But Four Winds Minnewacan really went wire to wire all year long. So, you've competed against teams that have been in the top half of the state all year long. You played them close. So certainly it appears that when you started, Lori, your team has really grown into this point right now. And as you said, you couldn't have said any better. You had a tournament last week. That's over with. You got another tournament this week. That now that starts. I mean, and that probably already started for you guys. But I mean, just the mentality that your young ladies must have going into this. I mean, it's got to make you pretty proud as a coach.
Oh, I am. I'm so proud of them, and I think that's what releases the pressure when you focus on the work and you focus on that mindset. Hey, let's get better. Let's not just get better physically. But let's get better as a unit. Let's continue to build our chemistry, and that's going to be our focus. Like I said, we are so fortunate to have had the regular season we've had, and we've had games that we really learned a lot about ourselves. And we played a Four Winds and a Central Cass. That was early in December,
yep.
and then we were fortunate enough to then see a Kindred, and then we're fortunate enough to see a Langdon, and we learned a lot about ourselves. And in a Northern Cass that's in the mix tonight. And yeah. I tell you what, they're a scary team, and I've said that. And we've been able to, go across the river and see a real aggressive East Grand Forks. And I tell you what, to play a Thompson 2 times, in a physical Cavalier team that gave us some adversity in those semifinals, those are things that I really feel that are going to help us. But, that championship region game, the score might be a little bit deceiving, but, Thompson has the success and the consistent success that they have because, they have girls that are that buy into the culture. They continue to grow throughout a season. But that game was, and we knew going into it, it was a little bit different picture of what we had in January because they're a young team as well and had new faces from last season. But, going into that championship game Thursday, we said, hey, they're not going to just give it to you. They're offensively, they're very solid. So we knew we had to defend with a lot of discipline, and we were able to really grab experience from our bench as well because, they really, Walker got a little bit of foul trouble there, and we were able to find some pieces and find a little bit more depth about ourselves. And then a Walker played through it and was very efficient. They tried to take a Reagan away. We were able to create a little bit more scoring, and that's going to be really important going into state tournament week because, that mindset that, hey, we're here to compete, and then that mindset that, that teams that are going to find growth throughout a 3 consecutive day tournament is going to be really, really key. So, but we're just going to try to be ourselves, Scott, and we're going to really focus on the things that we can control as a team, and that's to work hard and really keep a positive mindset. And we're just super excited to be back at the Betty for 3 more days of basketball.
Yeah, well, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be, always is a fun tournament, Lori, and certainly congratulations to you and your gals, and appreciate the time this morning. Best of luck to you up in Grand Forks starting on Thursday, as it should be a fun tournament. But congratulations on the region title, and again, best of luck to you coming up this week.
All right. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Hey, you bet, Lori. Take care. Lori Sieben, the head coach of the Grafton Spoilers, as they get set for the state Class B girls basketball tournament coming up this Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You can hear all the action right here on the PSP Network. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Cardinals from Langdon area, Edmore Munich, Rob Shear. Back with more after this timeout.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3. On low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to Overtime with Scott Woodmansee. Glad to have you aboard here on the PSP Network. As if you're looking for a place to, grab some lunch today or hang out, make the Stadium Lodge your home here in Northwest Bismarck. Full-service menu, specials going on. Danny and the staff will certainly take care of you up here today at the Stadium Lodge. Well, we continue our look inside the State Class B Girls Basketball Tournament, and joining me right now on the line is the head coach of the Langdon area Edmore Munich Cardinals, Rob Shear. Coach, good morning. How are you this morning?
Pretty good, Scott.
Well, Coach, I know, I'll tell you what, this time of the year is a fun time of the year, but sometimes you got to make some sacrifices as you're making I shouldn't say a sacrifice, is you're going to go out and follow your daughter. Now, you and I were talking off air. Is it Gogobeck or something like that? Is that where it's at?
You know what? I don't even want to try to pronounce it, but I know it's on Lake Michigan in the state of Michigan, but it's not on the other side. I mean, we're driving through Duluth and I don't know how many hours from Duluth that go through Wisconsin, and right as you get to Michigan, it's right there on Lake Michigan.
Well,
not far from Marquette.
Yeah. Well, certainly, Coach. First and foremost, congratulations on another region title, and your ladies punched their ticket into the state tournament, a win over Four Winds Minnewacan, and I'm guessing, Rob, you're probably tired of playing Four Winds Minnewacan, are you not?
I tell you, those girls that we played against, I mean, we played them every year for 5 years, and I know it doesn't mean much now if you don't go, but they're the best team that I think the state has never seen through these last 5 years. I mean, they're so talented. We've been fortunate enough to beat them every year in the region, but they're the best team that's never got to the state tournament. Their record has been amazing. They're just solid, and we're very fortunate to have gotten them this year. I'll tell you that, because I don't know if you know, Scott, but you have your summer program and you get everything set up how you're going to play, and
sure.
I kind of did it because I knew Four Winds was going to be so loaded this year, and I thought I kind of had a plan how we're playing this summer, and then our 6-foot center blew out her knee in volleyball and she was gone. So
yep.
We had to adapt then during the year. And how do you replace 9 rebounds a game, a shot blocker, and not only that, she's a state sprinter and jumper, so she's one of our faster girls getting down. So and the floor, and she's also our 3-point shooter, mid-range shooter, probably our best one, and she's our post player. So it really changed things on how these girls had to adapt them from that during the year, and it is amazing how far they came.
Yeah, certainly, I was going to get into that, but when you talk about you lose somebody like that who played a big role for you last year in that state tournament, Rob, I mean, boy, I tell you what, that puts a little bit more work on the head coach and the staff saying, all right, well, now we got to make some serious adjustments, losing her.
Well, yeah, and that's what we had to do, because how do you replace, your 6-foot center who's your best 3-point shooter? So matchups, everything was on matchups. Who's going to guard her? And then who usually guards your 6-foot center, the other tallest girl for the other team? Well, she's a state sprinter, so our fast break, and they can't keep up with her. And it really changed on how we had to play, because we're not very tall now, and we just changed so many things. It's amazing, honestly, how we came about, and that championship game was just totally amazing on how that went too. So it just very fortunate to be there, and I can't believe how the girls came, through the year.
Yeah, certainly, and I'll tell you what, you talk about that region tournament and having knock off, but let's go back, Rob, and talk about your regular season. You talked about you lost your best player, and she goes down, and then you start the season off, and really the first buzzsaw you run into is Kindred. And back in December 18th, they handled you 73-37, and I'm guessing after a loss like that, Rob, that let's just say, maybe did the alarm clock go off?
Well, I will tell you this: these girls went through a lot that people don't even know this year, and right before the season starts, I got a bout of COVID.
Yep.
It turned into full-blown pneumonia, where I went to the hospital, and I was so bad, Scott. I mean, I don't really want to get too much into it, but
sure.
My life was in danger. They had to airfly me to Bismarck to St. A's, and it was touch and go for a long time if I was even going to walk out of the hospital.
Oh.
And so I missed the first third of our season, and we kind of, I can't speak too much on the Kindred game. I only watched it a little on film. I wasn't there, and I wasn't at the Shiloh game on Christmas and but I came back January 10th, and and the girls are with me all summer. They know me. They're and my assistant coach is young, and she got thrown into it quick without a lot of preparation, and she did a wonderful job. And I also had a gal, the Friggy girl, Morgan, I have as a senior this year, but her sister, who I feel is one of the best players to ever graduate from North Dakota, Fallon, came back, and she helped me run my summer program this summer. And she was coming back. She gave up basketball to come back to family, and got her fortunate enough, since she knew the girls this summer, she's helping out. So that's been huge, and both of them. And so the girls were waiting for me to come back, Scott. I mean, they honestly knew what I went through, and when I came back, it just kind of helped on the game management, settling down, and it just the pieces started to fall together. And I just can't say enough about the coaches for covering when I was gone, and I'm just thankful to be here, honestly.
Well, yeah, Coach, I was aware of that, and I thought that, maybe that let you bring that up and talk about that. But, when you look at things like that, and glad everything you've come out of it and everything's good. But, when you go through the things like this, the adversity that you've dealt with, and you get the opportunity now to extend your season for 3 more games, and certainly this is probably one of those seasons, Coach, that you and this group of young ladies that you're coaching will never forget, no matter how this thing ends up.
Right. I mean, you just asked for a chance, like I told you. I mean, I had, when you're, at a point there, you knew you're not going to make it. And then my family came down, and I got a spark again, and I had some great help at the hospital, and, things, thank heaven, started to turn around. Even the doctor said, Scott, he didn't think I had a prayer to walk out of that hospital, and he was amazed I got to walk out. And I mean, life did change. I'm still not 100% on things. I run out of breath sometimes, holler in direction. But again, having Morgan Titus as my assistant is fabulous, and Fallon Friggi coming to help is fabulous. And they help me holler direct. They have louder voices sometimes than I do, so I have them holler. And so anyway, but I know in that championship game, there was a big thing, and I was hollering direction. I mean, that was, I don't know, it was the last minute and probably 20 seconds of that game, the whole place was packed, and the whole place stood up. So it was real intense. And I know I had a big time out there, and I was trying to get things. I had to take breaths halfway through my sentence. I couldn't get it out. It was kind of funny. I mean, girls laughed about it after, but it's especially one of my girls I try to calm down the most said, okay, everyone, just take a deep breath and calm down. It still just makes me want to laugh, because it's Morgan Friggi. I mean, she just wants to go, go, go. And it's like she's the one who's telling us to calm down, because they're waiting for me to get my words out. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, well, certainly. I mean, again, glad you're back to not 100%, but certainly to where you are now. And I think right now, Coach, you talk about it. I'm guessing that the folks out in the eastern half of the state are a little tired of Mother Nature, and Mother Nature can go away right now. But as you said, as you and I sit here and talk, normally you might have some sort of an idea of who you're going to play. But right now, as you make this trip out to Michigan, you still don't know who you're going to play yet, because we're still waiting to see who the other 2 teams are in the tournament.
Exactly. I mean, that's, you win Thursday, they draw Friday by 9:15, I think, 9:30, they have it out, and what, if you don't know, once you make the state tournament, they have the coaches seed you.
Yep.
They have the coaches go and rank all the teams in the state tournament besides your own. So you rank them 1 through 7, and then they put all the rankings. I think they throw the lowest and highest out, and then they rank where you should be playing. And, they usually have you do a thing where you can send it to all of us 8 teams, put our record down, our signature, wins, who we lost to, and a little brief thing on our team, so everybody knew us, and this year they're not doing that. So, but I am just truly pleased on how they're going to do it now. It changes things. So we'd have everything today set up, but we'll be working all day Sunday tomorrow, and I'll be on the road. So I'll be doing phone calls all the way back, and it's a 12-hour drive, so I have nothing else to do. So, but it'll be hard to remember some of it, or I'll have my wife Brenda write it down.
Well, Rob, you should have one hell of a game plan then for you when you get back here on tomorrow night, huh?
It should be, because this will be the most I'm ready to go. And no, I would rather talk to coaches. That's the way I scout. I'd rather see you live. I'm not the best on film. I see the tendencies on film, but I want to see love to see you live.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Rob, hey, I appreciate your time this morning, and safe travels to you and your wife. Good luck with your daughter as well, and more importantly, glad that you're able to have the opportunity to coach again in another state tournament. And again, thanks for the time this morning. Best of luck to you next week, and hopefully we get a chance to visit again down the road, all right?
All right, if you're at state, make sure you stop by. And I tell you, your PCP network is getting big, so thank you.
Well, absolutely. We appreciate it. Rob, take care, safe travels, and we'll talk again soon, all right?
All right, thanks, Scott.
Hey, you got it. Rob Shear, the head coach of the Langdon area Edmore Munich Cardinals, as his team is awaiting to see who they play in the state Class B girls basketball tournament coming up this week from the Betty up in Grand Forks. We'll take another timeout. We'll roll into the 11 o'clock hour. We come back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, Dan Seifert. Back with more after this timeout on the PSP Network.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zzz, zzz?
I think your quash later valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network, it's game day. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Have real questions about your future? Here's your real answer. BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Would you enjoy waking up and not having to reach for your glasses? See clearly with LASIK.
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee. As we roll into the 11 o'clock hour, we continue on our preview of the State Class B Girls Basketball Tournament. Hey, if you're out and about today, stop in the Stadium Lodge, grab a little lunch. Make the Stadium Lodge your home this afternoon. Specials going on, full-service menus. Danny and the staff will certainly take care of you up here today at the Stadium Lodge. And joining me on the phone right now is the head coach of the Region 5 champions, the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, Dan Seifert. Dan, good morning. How are you this morning?
Good morning. Doing good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Hey, you got it. Well, Dan, first and foremost, congratulations on a big win, 67-53 over Central McLean. And I'm guessing that going into that tournament, you probably thought that, well, it's going to be us and Garrison again, but Central McLean had something to say about it. But nonetheless, your girls come out with a 14-point victory. And, I mean, talk a little bit about that championship game against Central McLean.
Yeah, that was a heck of a game that both teams played. I feel like both teams were at the top of their games for that game, for the whole tournament actually. So Central McLean, really good coach, really good team. I'm just glad we came out on top of that game.
Yeah, and Dan, as you get yourself ready for the state tournament, talk to a couple other coaches this morning. You're still waiting to find out who you play, but let's go back to the start of this season, Dan. Coming in. Coming off a season last year where you were 15-8, you won the district, missed the state tournament, but nonetheless, what did you know about this team going all the way back to the middle of November?
We actually can go back to the start of summer with our summer team camps. We knew at the summer we were going to change up our offense, change up our defense. We had a quick team coming in, so we were going to utilize that quickness. A little bit of size. We knew we were going to use some of our size too. So it went all the way back to the summertime and just putting in a little bit different concepts than we were used to the year before.
Well, you similar to what the boys do. I mean, you certainly when you set that schedule, you make sure that you get some top teams in the state of North Dakota on that schedule, and you go back. It all started back on December 28th. Where Four Winds Minnewacan comes into town, a team that went wired, really ran the table all season, except for another loss in the region tournament, and 68-66 they get you down here. So certainly, what did you find out about your girls in that game going up against a team that was highly ranked and highly touted to certainly make the state tournament?
From kind of that day forward, that game forward, our defensive game plans, when we put those in place, the girls almost follow those to a T. And that was a game where we put in the game plan for the defensive end, and they did a great job with the game plan. Unfortunately, it came up a little bit short in double overtime, but from that day forward, it's so fun to watch these girls play on the defensive end. Like, we put stuff in for them. They can run it. They know exactly what they're doing on the defensive end. They get after on defense, and it's a great team to watch do that.
And Dan, in looking at this schedule, normally when you're laying this thing out, don't you kind of want to space some of these teams apart? But you go Four Winds Minnewacan, Langdon area Edmore Munich, who's in the state tournament, and then you come back with Kindred, a team that's been that's been at the top of that. I mean, that's a gauntlet right after the Christmas break.
It is, and we do that for a reason, and it's to get ready for tournament time. I just feel like the better teams we can play, and if we can stack them up 3 in a row like that, it will only help us come regional tournament time.
Yeah, and then Linton HMB, a team, there's a team there that could potentially get in as well, and a tough loss there. But going back, Kindred, 63-52 in that game. What did you know about your team after that one? After playing those three, and you talked about it. Boy, I tell you what, that's a hell of a learning experience right there for playing those 3 teams back to back in just the history that they've had.
Yeah, for us, it definitely put us over the mental hump. Last year we played the same teams, and we just mentally we stepped on the court and we were defeated before we stepped on the court. So after playing those games, especially the Kindred game, our girls knew they could play with anybody in the state, and it gave them the confidence to play with anybody in the state also.
Yeah, as we're talking with Dan Seifert, the head coach of the Shiloh Christian Lady Skyhawks, and Dan, and then certainly you go through the region tournament, a new format this year for Region 5, and I guess in general, what are your overall thoughts? And I know every coach has their own input on districts and super regions, but you having this being the first year that you guys have done that, what are your general thoughts on that super region tournament?
I really enjoy the super regional format. It puts more emphasis on the games that you play in the region during the season for the seeding for that regional tournament. So I really enjoy this format a lot better than the districts and the regions. Yeah,
as certainly you go through the Region 5 tournament, and then now, Dan, today, as you're at practice today, normally you would know who your opponent is going to be.
Yep.
And you don't, just for the simple fact is, we're waiting for 2 regions to finish. So what kind of approach are you taking as far as practice is concerned?
Well, today we're not putting any game plans in. Like you said, we don't know who we're playing. So it's just a basic general practice, get up and down the court a little bit, run with the ball, look to play some good defense when we're scrimmaging a little bit. But, yeah, just your general practice. And hopefully by, tonight we'll know, and on Monday we'll be able to start planning.
Yeah, and Dan, as your girls come out of the region tournament and you get set to make the trip up to Grand Forks, I mean, what are some keys for your ladies that you think are important for them to be successful and make that and win the last 3 games of the season?
I think for us, we've had a lot of girls who haven't been there yet, and so we're going to have to keep those nerves in check. And that's always can be sometimes a tough job when you make the state tournament for the first time. We play a lot of younger players. We play a couple freshmen, some sophomores who haven't been there before, so that's going to be a big key for us. The other key for us is going to be it's a bigger court.
Yep.
So we're going to be able to get up and down a little bit better, a little bit quicker. Hopefully we can wear the teams out with a bigger court like that.
Well, and I think, too, Dan, when you look at that, I think the one thing that really also from a coach's standpoint probably changes a lot in this is that, yeah, you talk about the bigger court, but the other thing you got to factor in is now you're involving more timeouts and the TV timeouts. I mean, have you thought about that at all and how you approach that opening round game?
Well, for us, and I think we get an extra four breaks per game there. But for us, I mean, that just means we can get up and down a little bit faster, a little bit quicker, go more hard on the defensive end of things with the press and that kind of stuff. So for a team like us, it's going to help us, obviously, to stay fresh. Other teams, too, will stay fresh. But I just think we're going to be able to wear some teams down in the opening round, whoever we play, with their defensive pressure.
And you talked about, Dan, the nerves of some of these young ladies. And certainly, yeah, you're not going to Shiloh. You're not playing at home. You're not going to Garrison. You're not going to Washburn. You're not playing in rugby. I mean, you're playing in the Betty. I mean, you're playing where the University of North Dakota plays. And certainly, and what do you think, and I know there's only so much you can control, but what do you think is the big key in controlling those nerves of some of your players?
For me, it's just keeping our composure. And, I've been to state several times with Legacy and with Shiloh here too. But I understand, like, that ball goes in the air, you're going to get about a 2 to 3 minute adrenaline rush. And what's going to happen when that wears off, right? And so then from there, it's just basketball. It's just another basketball game we're playing. Maybe a little bit more people watching, a little bit bigger venue, but it just comes down to just playing basketball and playing our game. Yeah, certainly. Well, certainly, Dan. And I'm sure, Dan, I'm going to ask the question anyways, but doesn't matter who you play, does it? You got to play them all at some point to win the thing. Well, that's just it. I mean, it really doesn't matter. We're going to prepare for anybody. And hopefully we can get 3 wins up there and come away with the state title. Yeah, well, Dan, hey, congratulations on the state title. Best of luck to you up in Grand Forks, and certainly a lot of folks around this area will be following you. But congratulations and good luck this week. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, you got it. Dan Seifert, the head coach of the Shiloh Christian Skyhawks, as his team gets set to prepare for the state Class B girls basketball tournament coming up this week at the Betty. You can hear all the coverage right here on the PSP network, as we will have all the audio coverage for you from Minot. Scotty Cattell will have that coverage for you today. Also, you can catch Scotty as he's got some district basketball today, I believe, on the PSP network as well. So certainly lots of things right here on the PSP network. And be sure to like and follow us on all our social media platforms. You can hear the state hockey tournament today. Also, West Region swimming going on. So lots of exciting things going on the PSP network. We'll take another timeout. We come back. We will talk with the head coach of Mohall Lansford Sherwood, Jamie Adams, back with more on the PSP network after this timeout.
You remember where this goes?
I don't know.
Are you sure it was a clicking and not a zoom, zoom?
I think your quash litter valve's stuck.
Do you even have insurance? If we soak it, it should be good.
No matter how much you know or don't know about your vehicle, trust the experts at Tires Plus. Real answers from real mechanics.
Purchase 4 eligible Firestone tires and receive up to $120 in a prepaid Visa gift card. Thinking service? Think Tires Plus.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network, it's game day. Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Have real questions about your future? Here's your real answer. BSC offers hands-on training and a real college experience, making your future a reality. You don't have to travel far and wide for a really great education. Check us out at bismarckstate.edu.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
Got big plans? No matter what the size of the project, Bobcat of Mandan has a tough Bobcat skid steer or track loader for any job. Call Bobcat of Mandan and rent the perfect machine. Rentals are available by the day, week, or month with multiple attachment options, and even a trailer when available. Special weekend rates too. Bobcat of Mandan also has Doosan excavators and payloaders, plus Coyote tractors for rent. Get the work done fast. Bobcat of Mandan on the Strip.
Would you enjoy waking up and not having to reach for your glasses? See clearly with LASIK from Bismarck Lasik. Imagine no more hassles or expenses of glasses and contacts. At Bismarck Lasik, our highly experienced LASIK surgeon, Dr. Stephen Wexler, and our state-of-the-art clinic can improve your vision through a quick corrective procedure that's affordable and life-changing. Book your free consultation with Bismarck Lasik. Call 701-222-2020, 701-222-2020, or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
The North Dakota Safety Council is dedicated to preventing injuries and saving lives by offering hundreds of safety courses. The NDSC helps workers return home safely every night and make sure schools are ready for any emergency. Our first aid training and defensive driving courses help save lives. We empower people through personal protection courses and operational risk assessments for businesses. We're a private, nonprofit organization committed to making North Dakota's homes, schools, communities, workplaces, and roads the safest in the nation. Learn more at ndsc.org.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
This live digital radio broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Subway, Hub International Insurance, The Medicine Shop, Bismarck State College, Bobcat of Mandan, Tires Plus, Chuppy Chiropractic Clinic, Bismarck Lasik, and Planning Team Financial Advisors. Make sure to stay up to date with all things high school athletics at psp.net. This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck Lasik, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Scott Woodmansee with you from Northwest Bismarck. Glad to have you aboard this morning on the PSP Network. Hey, if you're looking for a place to take in some lunch, hang out a little bit, we'll make the Stadium Lodge your home. Full-service menu, drink specials going on, as Danny and the staff will certainly take care of you up here today. Well, we're going to switch gears a little bit as we are not able to effort the head coach of the Mohall Lansford Sherwood Mavericks, Jamie Adams. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to go to the frozen pond, and it's none other than the voice, the hockey voice of the PSP Network, a colleague of mine, and certainly when you want to know anything about the game of hockey, well, just get Nick Hulberg's cell phone number and give him a call because he'll certainly talk to you a little bit about that. Nick, good morning, man. How are you, bud?
Yeah, I cannot complain one bit, Woody. I'm at the state high school hockey tournament, which is one of my favorite times of the year, each and every year, if not my favorite time. The only problem that I've got this year, there's two of them. Number one, an all-East region final was set, and an all-East region semifinal was set. The WDA lost in the opening round of the tournament to the powerhouse from the East. And the second problem was that yesterday at the Holiday Inn Express that I'm staying at, the boilers went out, so there's no hot water to take a shower. I've been worried all morning. I'm still sitting here looking over towards the bathroom like, I know I got to get in there at some point. Please let that hot water be here today. But no, it's going good, man. It's another good tournament. There's so much talent in North Dakota to be on display here for boys and girls hockey, and it's really been a good weekend again here in Fargo.
Nick, and you know what? And I think this is probably something that we could talk about and make it a long time. But what are we going to do with hockey in North Dakota?
That's a great question, and I think that there's a glaring issue, and that is that there's 20 teams in the state of North Dakota, and it's kind of like high school football this year in the top division. I don't think the 8 best are at the state tournament, and that's a problem. But it's beyond just a surface issue of, hey, the East is better than the West, and that's the way it is. No, the reality is that the strength of schedule for certain teams and the lack of schedule for others, I guess, if you will, without offending anybody, is really our issue here, Woody. And there needs to be some serious conversation on how we change that and how we move in a direction to be able to better the opportunities for the kids and give them more competition and a better structure to be able to advance in this game that does develop so many players that go on to play Division I college athletics on the ice from this sport. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but hockey produces a lot of scholarships for a lot of kids in the state. And I guess to put it bluntly, and the nuts and bolts of it is that you get to the state high school hockey tournament and Jamestown wins the West region this year for the first time since 1995, Woody, and it's beautiful. Matt Stockard's got a team that's got the top producing talent in the state. Nolan Dienau has got 65 points coming into today. The next closest guy has 45. I mean, that's a great player. Well, the problem is that you get to the state tournament and Jamestown's last matchups are against West Region opponents, Mandan, Bismarck High, some other teams that were maybe not as powerful this year as they have been in the years past. Well, they match up with West Fargo Cheyenne in the opening round of the tournament, and their last 5 games are against Red River, Central. I mean, you're talking about perennial powerhouses. So you get into this tournament, and you get into tournament play, and the East region has a full season of being conditioned and groomed to play some of the top-end talent with a lot of speed and quickness. And the West just can't keep up in that regard when it comes to the end of the season. So I really hope that there is a way that at some point the right people would listen to some of these hockey voices and the purists that want to see it change for the better. And it really is a big topic of conversation right now that should be addressed, kind of like the football world has been.
Yeah, and you know, Nick, when you talk about that and you talk about these East teams and going against these West teams, I mean, clearly the one thing that, now me not being the hockey aficionado that you are, but in watching some of it in the opening round, it just seems to me that the speed is so much faster on the eastern half of the state.
Well, there really is no question about it. The speed is faster, and in the game of hockey, with how quick the game actually is, that speed translates into the quickness of thinking the game is really the big issue. And when you've got defensemen that are used to having forwards coming at you that pressure you in the corners and are right on top of you, you have to make decisions in a split second. For our West Region top-end players on the defensive side, I think that's the biggest thing, is that they haven't seen that pressure all year long. So when they get to the state tournament, man, did they get backed into a corner and beat up a little bit here at the big dance because of that decision-making time. And, credit the East Region, though, Woody. I mean, there's some legitimate players here in our state that are going to move on to great college hockey careers and junior hockey careers. And there's guys on the west side of the state as well, too. But the East is definitely the perennial powerhouse. We see that again with Red River matching up with Fargo Davies in the state title tonight at 7 o'clock.
Well, and I think, too, Nick, the one thing that, the conversation that I've had, just talking around it, it's like, number one, I think you look at a guy asked me, talking with Perry Hansen yesterday, he said, when's the last time that 4 West Region teams are going to be in the same bracket, that we're in the same bracket for the West Region tournament? Well, I can't think of it going back as many West Region tournaments I've been around. But I'll take it to your level, Nick, and say, when's the last time that Grand Forks Central missed a state hockey tournament?
It's been, I actually have that number. I wrote it down last night. We actually had the call of the semifinals. This is what I did. This is hilarious. I've been covering Minot High hockey. This is 10 years for me covering the Magi. And one of the greatest days in my life, besides when my kids were born and the day I got married, that second one, I'm only joking, honey, but that Minot High championship is probably, it's up there. I was on the radio call for that after their last title for the Magi came in 1992. Then they got one in 2015. That's the last time a West team has won one.
Yep.
And there's only been 3 West Region teams to ever do it, Woody.
Yep.
Minot's got 2 of them. Bismarck High's got the other. You look at the tournament and who's got the wins in the championship round, and Grand Forks Central has 29 state championships. The next closest is Red River. The next closest after that is Fargo South with 3. And it's insanity. I don't know the last time that they weren't here. I've got it written down in my game notes, but what I did this year is I decided that, look, I'm not coming to the tournament and sitting in the Holiday Inn Express for all these nights and not having anything to do at night. So we decided to start calling the semifinals. And boy, was it fun last night to deliver those broadcasts and watch some of that talent play. It made it a little bit more enjoyable to be able to not leave the Shields Arena as a reckless driver, upset that it wasn't a West Region victory last night. I have to tell you that much.
Nick, real quick, we got about a minute or so left with you. Who do you got tonight, man?
Bob Gillen from North Dakota High School Hockey.com, and I did a preview show on Wednesday here in Fargo. I call him the Bald Eagle, Bob Gillen from North Dakota High School Hockey.com. He's been doing that for 23 years. He's the man. He picked Davies. I picked Red River. The reason I picked Red River is that Grand Forks just always finds a way, it seems, and Davies has never won one. Tonight is going to be an epic battle of 2 of the better teams that I've seen in quite a while in North Dakota high school hockey as far as parity in this matchup goes. I don't know. I think you can flip a coin. We haven't had overtime in the tournament yet. Tonight might be the one where you want to set the DVR for a little bit later because this one could shake out. I picked Red River. But either way, I don't know. It's a flip of a coin. It's going to be fun tonight for sure.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun, man. And keep up the great work. And I know you got a couple more to go today. And then we'll shift gears. We'll get on the basketball floor next week.
I can't even – that WDA tournament, I'm telling you, Woody, I think that WDA hockey was fun. I did all 11 games of that last weekend, and have had my fill of the state tournament here this weekend. But man, let's get to WDA basketball. I can't even wait. We got Buffalo Wild Wings on board, which is right next door to the Civic Center. So if I'm not calling games or helping you and Chuck and TD, I'm going to be sitting over there listening and watching you guys having chicken wings, man. I can't even wait.
All right, buddy. Well, have a great call tonight, man, and we'll see you in a few days, all right?
Thanks for all you do, Woody. Great job.
Hey, you got it, buddy. Nick Hallberg from the PSP Network. He'll have the call for you tonight on that state hockey championship game. You can hear that right here on the PSP Network. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll go up to Beulah. We'll talk with their head coach, Rick Miller, back with more on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee on the PSP Network.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck Lasik, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck Lasik is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck Lasik and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Whether you're looking for... Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Yeah, welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Scott Woodmansee with you on Overtime on the PSP Network. Hey, be sure to like and follow us on all of our social media platforms. As if you were looking for a place to have some lunch this afternoon, hey, make the Stadium Lodge your home this afternoon. Danny and the staff will take care of you. Full-service menu specials going on. Lots of TVs, so make the Stadium Lodge your home on this, what appears to be a sunny Saturday for us here in the state of North Dakota. Well, now we redirect and we get back onto the hardwood and we go out and we talk, out in Region 7, who's going to represent Region 7 next week in Grand Forks. Well, it will be the Beulah Miners, and their head coach is on the line right now, Rick Miller. Coach, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing good. Good morning to you. How are you doing?
Hey, things are good, Coach. And I guess first and foremost, congratulations. And has the blood pressure come down since no time was left on the clock out in Dickinson from a couple days ago?
No, I'm still recovering. It was as much fun as it was. It was very stressful and exciting. And I still haven't got my voice back or the blood pressure down, but it sure was fun and exciting to see the girls come through.
Yeah, and Rick, let's before we get into the present, let's go back and talk about the start of this season. I mean, you go back and you look at this and you start out with a couple losses, and just looking over at Rick at the overall landscape of your schedule. I mean, was it maybe kind of an up and down year for you guys this year? Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, a little bit. Especially early on. We knew we had a tough start to our schedule. We had some good teams on there like Garrison, Central McLean, and very good rugby team. And then once you get into region play, Region 7 is very competitive. There's 7-8 teams that could have made a run at that region tournament there. We started out a little slow, 5-5, up and down a little bit. But, then we went on a 13-game winning streak to get us where we're at now. So.
Yeah, and you look at that, and it's a good time to have a winning streak like that. But last year, Rick, coming off a 14-8 season last year, a second place finish in the region, but yet you had a couple gals coming back in Kinsey Zuroff, Harris Beauchamp, a couple gals that led the way for you. And boy, I tell you what, this young lady Beauchamp, it appears she had a pretty good region tournament. As she was the go-to for you in that region title game, was she not?
Oh yes, Harris, a great ball player. Great team ball player. She does everything for us. Plays inside, outside, handles the ball for us, and just a great rebounder. And in that regional tournament, she hit some big shots and had some key rebounds for us.
Yeah, and that talk about that 60-59 victory over Mott Regent, and really you had two teams. Playing in that game, Rick, that the state tournament has been a drought, and Mott Regent, I think they go all the way back to the 70s, and for you guys, 1989, the last time the Beulah Miners were in a state tournament on the girls' side of things. And I mean, when the final horn went off, Rick, I mean, just talk about. What was your reaction when that young lady, and you feel bad for her, but that's the game of basketball, and misses that free throw, score reads 60-59, the Beulah Miners punch the ticket?
It was very exciting. Like you say, you hate for her, that hurts, for her, but if she'd have made it, our girls would have hurt. So I'd rather see it this way. And it was just so nice to see the girls, the excitement on their face, the fans. There's such a great turnout. Our Beulah fans were so supportive. We packed the gym. So just seeing them girls celebrate, like you say, they knew it's been a long time, and these girls have worked hard, since they were little girls and had this goal. And it was so nice to step back and watch them celebrate and enjoy it.
Well, yeah, certainly enjoy it, and we all know you only get a little bit of time to do that, and now you got another season. I mean, you had your regular season, that's over with. You had the region tournament, that's the second season. Now here comes the third season, and probably the most important part of it. And since you've had time to reflect on that, Rick, and had a chance to talk with the girls, and what's their mind frame as you get set? Obviously, normally, as you and I talk today, we could be talking about who your opponent's going to be, but we do not know that yet as we're waiting for two region tournaments to get finished.
Yeah, I told the girls that night, enjoy it. I texted them all up Friday morning, and I said, congratulations, go to school and enjoy your day. And then we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on, and we're happy to be there, but I think it's a good field. I think we got as good a chance as anybody. So yeah, we want to go there and compete and put on a good show. There's a lot of good teams out there. I watched three teams on tape last night, and I watched Kindred and Northern Cass. A lot of talent, a lot of size out there.
Yeah, there certainly is. And talking with Rick Miller, the head coach of the Beulah Miners girls basketball team, and Rick, as you come out of the region tournament and knowing, you've got to get three more to win this thing, and maybe what do you guys need to work on this week, or what's it going to take in your mind on the floor for these young ladies to string three more together and potentially win that state championship?
Just like any other coaches would say, we got to, lock down on defense and play hard every play. Every possession is huge. As you get into the regional tournament, now the state tournament, defensively as well as offensively, every possession is huge. And, you got to be able to knock down shots. We're going to go there, and it's going to be a bigger arena. We haven't really played in that type of arena yet this year, but we do have some shooters and girls that can shoot it. And, just got to stay confident and, go there and work hard.
Yeah, and two, the other thing, talking with a couple other coaches this morning, and Lori Sieben from Grafton, Rob Shear from Langdon, and Dan Seifert from Shiloh, and you look at this, Rick, and from a coaching perspective, I mean, the game, the management of the game changes a little bit, I think, when you get to the state tournament, because, and I say that for the simple fact of, now you've got some added timeouts into this thing, and sometimes you look at it and say it can be an advantage, and it also can be a disadvantage, because you get a team that gets on a roll, you get on a 6-7, 8-0 run, and all of a sudden, boop, we got a timeout, and you stop that run. Have you thought about that, and maybe are going to work something, and how you manage the game from the sidelines?
Yeah, We don't go really deep, and I know it's going to be a bigger floor, so that extra timeout can be beneficial also. But also, if you get on a little bit of a run, you hate to have that flow broke up. But, that's the way it is. You're going to play on the big stage, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
What are folks going to see? What kind of style are they going to see out of the Beulah Minor ladies when they take the floor on Thursday? I mean, are we going to see a slow it down tempo type game? Are we going to get up and down, running a little bit? Obviously, we talked about maybe since you don't go that deep, maybe not because you talk about the bigger floor. But what are folks going to see statewide when your girls take the floor on Thursday?
We like to push the basketball. We're not going to change that. I feel our girls are in great shape. So we like to push the basketball, try to get easy looks and kick it up the floor. And in the half-court game, we like to spread it out and create space for our players and our post players. So, if we're not going to change. We're going to push the basketball and look to get some easy buckets.
Yeah, and you look at one of your leaders. You talk about getting up on the floor and pretty good track athlete in her own right is Kinsey Zuroff. And I mean, just an all-around good athlete in volleyball and basketball, track and field. I mean, talk about the leadership maybe, Rick, that she brings to your basketball team.
Oh, great leadership. Kinsey's been doing this since 7th grade. I believe she played in the state tournament as a 7th grader or 8th grader for Glen Ullin. So, we're going to lean on her for that, her experience and, what to expect. I want the girls to talk, to her. And so we, just be relaxed and she can let them know what they're going to expect. Just a great overall leader. She plays inside, outside. If she gets the smaller girls on her, we can take her into the post, and she's so strong. And so, yeah, just a great addition to our team a couple years ago, and very happy with where we're at.
As you get set, Rick, and you make the trip to Grand Forks on Wednesday, and then you get all settled in, and you get them all relaxed because it's a state tournament and we're doing this, and you get on the floor, you get warm up. What's going to be your final message as you take the floor in that opening round game? Do you think to these girls?
We're not going to settle just for being there. We want to go there. We want to compete. I'm going to let them know, and we already had talked. We have as good a chance as anybody to go there and win 3 games. It's going to take a lot of hard work and determination, and I think that playing in that Region 7 tournament, against 3 really strong opponents, really helped us prepare for this.
It seems year in and year out when you look at things that across the state, and it's always whether it's boys or girls, Rick. And you talked about it right at the start of the interview that Region 7 tournament. It's kind of like the West Region basketball tournament. People say, well, what do you think's going to happen? I say, well, I can tell you what I think's going to happen, but in the same breath, I'll tell you, I'll bet you $20 it doesn't happen. I mean, and it seems that that Region 7 tournament is always that way, just with the good balance of teams that are out there.
Yes, I mean, every year it's just so competitive, and like this year, I said there could be up to 7-8 teams that could have made it to Dickinson Trinity there and put on a 3-game winning streak and get out of that region. So it's just well balanced, and I'm super proud of our girls to go through the season against that competition. And for our region play, we finished 10-1 this year and finished in a 3-way tie for the lead. Ended up the 2 seed, but just a super competitive region.
Yeah, well, certainly, Rick. I mean, good things going on up in Beulah. I know the boys' team is rolling a little bit, but they got to come through that Region 7 gauntlet. But nonetheless, before we get to that, they're going to be able to come up and support you guys up in Grand Forks. So, Rick, hey, congratulations, my friend. Really just a great job coming out of that region, and best of luck to you guys up in Grand Forks. I know who I'll be rooting for, but certainly looking forward to watching that one.
All right. Thank you for having me. A great show you got here.
All right. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate it. Rick Miller, the head coach of the Beulah Minor girls basketball team, as they get set to embark the Betty coming up this week. We talked about some of those other regions and it was not posted, but now it is. We can tell you that out in Region 3 tonight at 7:30 at the Jamestown Civic Center, Lemoore Litchfield Marion will take on Linton HMB for the Region 3 title, and then the other one that we are waiting on out in Region 1. A lot of folks anticipated. You may have heard Rob Shear talk about that. Or Lori Sieben, that Northern Cass a team that, lost in that state volleyball tournament. They upset Central Cass 64-55. And so now Northern Cass will take on the Kindred Vikings in that title game, and that will be tonight at the Shields Center at 8 o'clock in Fargo. So once those two games go final, so tomorrow I'm sure tomorrow morning, all these coaches will know the matchups as they see them, and we'll find out what our lineup looks like coming up next Thursday up in the Betty in Grand Forks. Again, we'll have all the coverage for you right here on the PSP Network. We'll take another timeout. We come back. We'll go up to Region 8. We'll talk with the head coach of the Kenmare Honkers, Mike Zimmer, back with more on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee after this timeout.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck Lasik, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck Lasik is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck Lasik and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Whether you're looking for a full-service financial plan or planning for farm or business succession, Planning Team Financial Advisors is here to help you work toward achieving your financial goals. With locations in Bismarck, Garrison, and Center, our full-service team of professionals are dedicated to helping you work towards achieving your financial goals. Visit us online, planningteam.com. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA and SIPC. Investment advice offered through GWM Advisors, LLC, doing business as Goss Advisors, a registered investment advisor. GWM Advisors, LLC, and Planning Team Financial Advisors are separate entities from LPL Financial. Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard on the PSP Network. Overtime with Scott Woodmansee, live from the Stadium Lodge in Northwest Bismarck. Hey, if you're out and about today, stop in, grab some lunch, make the Stadium Lodge your home this afternoon. Full-service menu, drink specials going on throughout the day as Danny and the staff will take care of you up here today. While we now we turn our attention to our last coach that has punched the ticket to the State B next week up in Grand Forks, and he's the head coach out of Region 8, Coach of the Year in Region 8 of the Kenmare Honkers, Mike Zimmer. Zim, good morning. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Are you going in alphabetical order? Is that why I'm last, or what?
No, it had nothing to do with that, man. I think what I did was I started in the East and I went with the regions all the way across the state. So,
sure.
But the whole thing goes like this, Zim. You save the best for last, right?
Hey, I like it. I like it. Yep.
Well, Zim, I guess first and foremost, congratulations on another region title, but. I guess this year, maybe, a little bittersweet, a little tougher is unfortunately your daughter went down before this year, and a young lady that really played a lot of valuable minutes for you last year. But talk about how you battled through this season and came out with that 45-40 victory against Newtown.
Yeah, it was a lot of learning to do. We relied on her so much to take care of the ball and get us into plays and everything. And after she went down, Brooklyn Rodine, Michelle Miller, Brenna Strokeland had to kind of step up and get us into offense and deal with the press and all that stuff. We never really had to worry about before. So it was a grind. We were in a stretch there where we were pretty really disorganized and didn't look very good, and it was right in the part of our schedule that was the toughest too. So yeah, we took some lumps in there, but we learned a lot, and they all learned to adapt and learn new roles, and yeah, I'm very proud of them.
Yeah, I think you got to be, and you talked about that that part of the schedule. When you look at how some of these teams, and you look at of the teams that are competing in the state tournament. I mean, you see a lot of familiar foes. I mean, you guys had a battle with. Got a chance to play Central Cass. You played Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, a team that's in the state tournament, and you battled Four Winds, Metawakan, and I mean those are teams that have been at the top most of the year in the Class B poll. But I mean, when you do that, Zim, I mean that really can add a lot of character to your basketball team.
Yeah, our athletic director Casey Kaiser did a great job of trying to beef up our schedule, and they let us drive all the way down to Jamestown to play Central Cass. Last year we drove all the way to Four Winds. This year they came here. Went to Garrison this year. So yeah, we try to find some better competition when we can, and I kind of go both ways on that. You like to play your local teams, but in Class B small town basketball, you have some years when you're really good and you got other years when you're not. So you just kind of have to flow with it, and you can't take it personal. I mean, we used to have people drop us, and you just understand that's how it works, and just try to find some good competition and go and have some fun.
Yeah, certainly. And then you get into that region tournament, Zim, and you got a date with Stanley. You get that. You're in that the next round against Stanley. You knock them off 53-38. And then you get a date with Newtown. Newtown getting into the poll a little bit too, and 45-40. I mean, not a lot of offense in that game, but sometimes, as I said, there's not a description column. It's either you win or you lose, and it doesn't matter how you do either one of them.
Right. Well, it's a lot more fun as a coach when the ball goes in the basket. You don't have to stress as much. But yeah, we just had a really poor shooting performance that night. Michelle Miller's got 61 3-pointers this year, and she did not make a shot that entire game. And Brenna Strokeland averages 16 points a game, and she only made 2 baskets. So, yeah, we had some huge contribution from our other girls that got us into the tournament. And, it was a great team effort. Very, very happy for those other girls. They got to kind of be the player of the game and be the star of the game, and I think it just helps us going into the future.
Yeah, you talked about Brenna Strokeland and coming back, last year averaging 18, almost 18 and a half, 8.5 rebounds, 49 blocks. And Mike, when Kate went down, I mean, what it seems like she's a gal, Brenna is one that's got a lot of leadership in her, and how much did she have to step up her role after your daughter went down with that injury?
Yeah, it was a huge change for her. I was talking to her mom and dad, and we were trying to think of a single time in her entire life where she had played a game without Kate. And we couldn't think of one.
Wow.
When they play AAU basketball, they play together. We went travel ball. We always played together. So I don't remember a single game in her entire life where they weren't on the court at the same time. So it was a huge adjustment for her, and I made her step up and start helping us bring the ball up the court and, set up the offense. And, I think it's going to be a real good advantage for her going to the next level.
Sure.
Going to play college basketball. She's going to have a tough time being a back-to-the-back basket post at 5'10", 5'11", and I think this year has been great for her growth-wise. It's been tough on us all mentally, but hey, we got through it, and yeah, she did a great job. But the funny thing about it all is, last year I got last year's stats, and we had probably 2 assists for every turnover, and we shot 40% from the 3-point line. And then this year, when Kate went down, we just weren't getting as good a shots. Our 3-point percentage was down to under 20% to start the season, and we had twice as many turnovers as assists, and everybody was just kind of scrambling. But they did a great job of adapting. And
and certainly that's what you have to do at this age. And I guess too, Mike, you talk about Kate being a part of that, the state tournament team last year, and I'm sure as a young kid at that level, you talked about just how much basketball her and Brenna have played together. I mean, how has she been able to handle this season? I mean, from saying, I know it's, hey, Dad, hey, I want to be out there, I want to be on the floor, but unfortunately you can't do it. I mean, how has her attitude been during this whole, I'm sure, tough time for her and you?
Yeah, I mean, when I got that phone call on Monday morning that confirmed that she had a torn ACL, I was crying, and she was too, and it was very difficult. And I'm so proud of her. She's been our number one cheerleader on the bench, and jumping around with that knee brace on when she's not supposed to be. And her favorite college player is Paige Beckers, and she's like, Paige Beckers is back, and she's playing. I should be able to play in the state tournament, Dad. And so I'm extremely proud of her. And, we'll see what the future holds. But if I ever, next year, if she gets back to full strength and I get some college coaches looking at her, I'm going to send them some tapes of this year with her on the bench just to show how good of a leader she is and how much support she's had for her teammates. And, that just goes, I think I've said that at our pep rallies the last 3 years, and I think it's so true with our team that, they really do enjoy each other. They love each other, and they love to play with each other, and they're a really tight-knit group, the senior class and junior class, and that's the reason we've been so good the last few years.
Hey, too, and I got to believe, Zim, that now it's kind of maybe a little bit of a reverse role. Is that last year you were always in her ear on the floor. Now she's sitting right next to you. Is she in your ear a little bit? And is she kind of saying, "Hey, Dad, just settle down a little bit." It's got to maybe it's coming back at you a little bit, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, it's always been that way. I mean, even when she was an 8th grader and I'd be yelling at some of the girls, she'd go talk to them right afterwards and just say, "Don't worry about him." So we have a really good time together. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, Zim, and too, we just got a couple minutes left with you, but as we sit here and talk today, and I'm sure you'd be getting things ready for who you play, but you don't know who you play. So
right. I can pick. I think it's going to be one. It's going to be 1 through 3, and I don't know who that's going to be. I was looking at that this morning, and there's those top 5 teams that kind of played each other. I mean, I'm assuming that Kindred's going to win and Linton's going to win. So if they win, those top 5 teams I think are pretty solid. I don't think Mohall, Beulah, or us are going to get a seed. So we're going to be playing probably Kindred, Grafton, and I'm at Langdon, probably one of those 3. And they're all going to be really good. And that's always what I tell the girls. I told them that last year too. I'm like, you go to the state tournament, you're going to have 3 hard games, no matter if you play in the 7th place game or the 1st place game. They're all going to be hard.
Yep.
So just go give it all you got.
Yeah, absolutely, Zim. Well, certainly we'll be watching for you, man, and congratulations on getting back there. And I'm sure you're proud of this group, and it'll be a lot of fun to watch the Honkers play coming up on Thursday. But congrats, my friend. Take care, good luck, and then we'll talk again soon, all right?
Thank you.
Hey, you got it. Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Kenmare Honkers, as his team gets set to embark to Grand Forks for the state Class B girls basketball tournament. Well, we're going to extend our show a little bit today as we tried to effort Jamie Adams from Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, and we couldn't connect, but got in touch with her. She's going to be ready, so we're going to take a time out here. We come back. We'll talk with the head coach of the Mavericks, Jamie Adams. We get back with more on Overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
This broadcast presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by BNC National Bank, Planning Team Financial, Sport Clips, Tires Plus, Bismarck Lasik, First Western Bank and Trust, Jobbers Moving and Storage, The Medicine Shop, Hub International Insurance, The Chuppy Clinic, and Prairie Rose Family Dentists.
The best part about working at BNC National Bank is developing relationships.
I love working with people.
We've been here for over 25 years.
We've grown just like our communities we're in.
But we still have that personal connection with our customers.
And that's why we can find the best solutions for them.
It feels great seeing projects around the community and knowing we're a small part of making that happen.
We're helping people buy their first homes.
Plan for the future.
From startups to big business.
We're part of the community.
And we're proud of it.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck Lasik is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck Lasik and see the difference. Call 222-2020 or schedule online at bismarcklasik.com.
Let's go back to the stadium and overtime with Scott Woodmansee.
Welcome back to Overtime with Scott Woodmansee, live from the Stadium Lodge. Glad to have you aboard this morning on the PSP Network as we extend the show a little bit, as we tried to effort Jamie Adams a little earlier, but due to the wonderful cell service that we have in the state of North Dakota, we are unable to effort her, but now we're in an area where we got a little bit better coverage, and joining me right now is the head coach of the Mavericks, Jamie Adams. Jamie, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm awesome, Scott. Thanks so much. Thanks for sorry about that cell delay there.
Hey, you know what? When you're in the radio business or the media business, what you do, you don't give up. You just adjust, and that's what we did for you this morning. So all
sure,
good.
Appreciate it. You'd make a good coach then. You'd make a good coach if you could just adjust, right?
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. But first of all, congratulations on that Region 6 title. First time since 2005. And I guess the communities of MLS have got to be pretty excited about this upcoming week, are they not?
Oh, man, we're so fired up. Our community's just been amazing. I mean, even just going along with the district ride and then entering region, we've had so many community members, former players, people who have been there before reaching out just to say we're behind you, we're supporting you. It's just added to the excitement, just brings such a great positive energy to our team, and we've been riding that wave ever since.
Hey, it was a big shot on February 26th. Otherwise, you and I probably aren't talking, right?
Oh, man, huge, yes. We could have made our lives a little easier there, but I'm glad we just, you know what, hey, survive in advance, baby, survive in advance.
Yeah, 46-45 over Des Lacs, Burlington. Then you got a date with Minot Ryan, and I guess, you know, boy, when you look at that score, you go 42-26, and the two things that come to mind in the basketball that I covered. One, either you played really, really good defense, or two, Minot Ryan shot the basketball terrible.
I'd like to give our girls credit
on that. All right, perfect.
One,
I was hoping you were going to say that.
Yeah, our defensive game plan, our understanding of who Minot Ryan is as far as their personnel and what we had to do to stop them. Our girls understood our game plan and just executed to perfection. They even had a hard time just finding shots. So I give all the credit to our girls. Minot Ryan's a very good team, but our team just executed beautifully. Yeah,
obviously, and being able to get that trip to Grand Forks next week and a date in the Betty, and I guess, Jamie, you know, going back to, you know, just talk about the overall the season in general. I mean, you started out with you got on a 6-7 game win streak there, then you dropped a couple, and then you went on another little run. I mean, just talk about the overall regular season, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I was glad you never want to drop games along the way, but certainly games where we're playing against good teams, we learn a lot of things about ourselves, where we get exposed, and what we really, really need to get better at. And so I was glad we were exposed early in the season, and that way I knew where to invest some time and effort to get us better. And our girls have made huge strides in some areas that have now paid dividends here in the tournament time.
Yeah, and you look at this team last year, 18-6. Last year, you were semifinalists in the region. And Jamie, I guess what I'll ask you is when people see the Mavericks take the floor coming up this Thursday, who against TBD right now is I'm sure that's got to be driving you crazy right now as you don't know who to game plan for. But what are the folks going to see? What kind of style of play are they going to see out of your girls?
Well, we really hang our head on the defensive end. We really believe that we can keep ourselves in any game just based on playing hard D. We just believe in contesting shots, making every shot contested so we can box out, rebound, and then we love to run. Early transition, we've got Allie Unlin who can just run the floor, and if we're not taking advantage of that, we're crazy. So we get her out to lead the break as far as getting pressure on the rim. We get our guards looking to push the ball. So we do try to run. And so that's where we started. We contest all shots, rebound, and run.
Well, certainly a fun style of play that a lot of people are going to see, and you got a little bit of basketball background in your own right, and what words of wisdom are you going to bring to your gals when they get into this? It's a new season. The regular season was season 1. You went through season 2 and or actually 4, the districts. Then you went through the region season 3. Now you're in season 4. And you get into it, it's going to be a different floor. It's going to be a different atmosphere, a bigger floor. What's the advice that you're going to give to these young ladies before you take the floor on Thursday?
Yeah, it's just, first of all, enjoy the moment. I think the biggest thing is stay in the moment and just enjoy it. Be who we are, and play for each other and go out and execute and just have fun. And I know that, I try to get out of their heads in big games like this and just let them go play. Honestly, it's like I don't want so many plays going through their heads. I don't want all these different actions. I just try to get out of their heads and just cut them loose.
Yeah, well, certainly that's a great philosophy. And Jamie, I talked to a bunch of the other coaches, and I guess I'll ask you the same thing. Is from you as from a coaching perspective and managing the game and knowing that you're going into the state tournament, and obviously, you're going to get some more timeouts. Have you thought about that and maybe how you manage this game as far as now? It can be good and bad. You get on an 8-0 run, and all of a sudden here comes a dead ball and a timeout. And you know what? It can be good where you're on the backside of that 12-0 run. We need a timeout. We don't have to take one. Have you thought maybe about how you're going to manage the game from that aspect?
To be honest with you, I haven't thought about that. But now that you say that, I'll fall back on my experience as a coach at NDSU and down at USD, where we had media timeouts every 4. So, I'm used to that. I'm used to, looking up at the clock and seeing, okay, we got a media timeout coming. If they're on a run, do I need to take one, or can we just try to get to that media? So I'm definitely used to that, and hopefully that experience that I have at the college level will help me out in this scenario.
Well, it certainly has helped you out to where you're at now for the first time since 2005. And when you think about that, as we sit here in 22, 2005 just seems like it was yesterday, but boy, that was a long time. And certainly this will be a season that will not be forgotten in the communities of Mohall, Lansford, and Sherwood.
Yeah, that's been just such a great part of this run that we're on, and getting, that region title is all the people that have reached out and the memories that it's stirred up from people from, the 05 runs and even a few years before that. For example, Allie Unland, when in 05 was a baby in a bucket. Her dad, Dustin, is my assistant. And so he's talking about how, they're going to all the state tournament games and hauling Allie around in her little baby carrier. And so just the memories that stirred up has just been so fun. So many former players have reached out. Former students at that time have reached out about, this was one of the most memorable things from my entire high school experience was going to the state tournament. And I'm just so thankful and feel so blessed that we're able to get it done and give this, just a blessing to our community. And we feel so fortunate.
Jamie, I got to ask you, it seems like every year when I do a basketball preview with Perry Hansen from the Hoopster, that somewhere along the line the name Unland comes up. Is there any more? Is there any more Unlands coming through up there?
There is one more, believe it or not. Actually, yeah. Dustin and Barb have a son, 7th grade, who he's already starting to put together a pretty good-looking career. So yeah, we got a few more, and I'm so thankful. I have actually thought about that. I'm like, thank God that the Unwins decided to move back to Mulholland Farm and just keep producing kids.
Yeah, well, there's no question about that. Is certainly that name, boy, I tell you what, when you talk about Class B basketball, that's a name that comes to the forefront. But Jamie, hey, I appreciate your time. Congratulations on the region title. You're not done yet. You got 3 more to go. Best of luck to you in Grand Forks, and hopefully we get a chance to talk again soon, all right?
All right. Thanks so much, Scott. Enjoy your show.
All right. Thank you very much. Jamie Adams from Mohall, Lansford, Sherwood, as the Mavericks get set to take on Grand Forks for 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Again, you'll hear all the coverage right here on the PSP Network. Well, that's going to put a wrap on another edition of the Saturday Morning Sports Zone. Reminder, today, we've got right here on the PSP Network, going on right now, is the coverage of the West Region Swim Meet. That's going on over in Mandan. Todd Domrey's with the call of that one for you. And then, let's see, today also we'll have state hockey action tonight. Nick Hallberg will have the call for you there. And then District 12 boys basketball will be on all day today. Scotty Cattell with the call with you on that one. Also, we'll be back with you coming up. Starting on Thursday, we'll have our wall-to-wall coverage of the West Region Tournament, both audio and video, boys and girls side. We're certainly looking forward to bringing that to you across the waves of the PSP Network. Be sure to go out, like, and follow all of our social media platforms, and certainly hope you guys can all tune in coming up this Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Want to thank all of our guests this morning, Rick Newman, and also we want to thank and wish good luck to the following: Lori Sieben, Rob Shear, Dan Seifert, Jamie Adams, Rick Miller, Mike Zimmer. 2 more teams to be determined tonight. We'll find out tomorrow those opening round matchups of the state Class B tournament. Also, just a programming note, next Saturday there will be no overtime with Scott Woodmansee, as we will be down at the West Region basketball tournament, and then stay tuned for the following week with the Class A. So just check us out at psp.network for the next time you'll be able to hear Overtime with Scott Woodmansee. Until next time, Scott Woodmansee saying so long from the Stadium Lodge.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. We thank you for listening to Overtime with Scott Woodmansee, live from the stadium. Make sure to head to the social media platforms for the PSP Network to like and follow, to stay up to date with all things sports in Western North Dakota. PSP Network, it's game day.